been given the key to a friend's house here in the village where I live in rural Andalucia. Now this is a property that he's reformed himself over the years, and today I want to take you inside and show you why houses in this part of Spain are often far more special than they first appear. Anyway, I've got the key, so let's get inside. Now, when I think about properties in the UK, I'm not going to say all of them, but a lot of the properties, particularly properties in the bigger cities, they're all very box type. But this is something completely unique. And this is one of the things about Andalusian properties here in these little whitewash villages, is that from the outside, they can be hugely deceptive, because when you come in, the spaces just open up so much. Now, one of the first things you notice as soon as you walk into the property is just how cool it feels in here. Outside right now, we've got around 35 degrees, but because these houses are constructed from stone and the walls are so thick, they do an amazing job of keeping the cooling and the heat out in the summer. What's also great with this house as well is that it's got heating throughout. So even in those winter months where the temperature drops, you're still lovely and cozy in this property. And this is one of those things that really draws me to these Spanish village houses, because look at it. They're just so unique, right the way through from the original stone flooring to the lower ceilings to the stonework to the way the houses just open up. They're just absolutely fantastic. And what I particularly like with this property as well is the way that the kitchen just flows out into the terrace courtyard. It's a really unique property, and it's something that you just don't see with modern builds. This is another thing with these old properties that I just love. Look how thick these stone walls are. I mean, look, that's my arm. My arm virtually ends there. So you've still got all of this, all this solid brickwork. But what is interesting is this brickwork is part of the original house. This part, my friend has actually tied in. He's built this because this whole area in here, which you're going to see in a moment, was basically just earth up to here. And what he done was he bought this side of the house, which was the original property, and then he bought the adjacent property and he's tied the two together. So let me show you. Now, for me, this is probably one of the most stunning parts of this whole property, is this stone ceiling that my friend's built, because it's just incredible. I mean, when I look at it, the character that it gives to this property, I think, is absolutely immense. And also as well, I like the fact that he's kept part of the stone floor, but he's also built in these new Andalusian style tiles, if you like, into it, just to give it some nice pop of colour and really adds to the character of the property. Another feature I really like is this skylight above the kitchen, because it just floods the area with natural light. Unfortunately, that isn't something I could have incorporated into my property in the village, but I really like that idea of the natural light just penetrating through. Now, one of the things you would have heard me mention is that this house is super cool, but it's also super warm in the winter. So here you can see that you've got a heater, but it also acts as somewhere where you can heat your pots and your pans, or you can heat your kettle or your coffee pot, whatever it may be. So you'll see these sorts of features throughout the property. Now, you'll know if you've seen this video about how cold Spanish houses can get in the winter. Here we've got a log burner, but what is great is this flume passes up to the top part of the property. So even upstairs, the house is lovely and warm because the heat radiates from the flume. So a great built-in feature. Okay, so let's go upstairs and see what more the property offers. Look at these stairs, like, how amazing are they? Look, again, all stone floors. And it's taking you up to this huge space, absolutely huge space up here. Look at that. Okay, so we're now in the upper part of the house, and just look at the size of this room. It's absolutely huge. And again, just beautiful features right the way through from the stone floor to the fireplace. Sorry, I can just imagine sitting in here in the winter with the fire roaring. And one of the things I can see from here as well is the most amazing view. It's absolutely stunning. I mean, take a look at this. As I mentioned earlier, my friend who reformed this house, he's done the most amazing job, but there really isn't that much of this house which has been untouched. I mean, even the ceiling here, you know, all these woods, all these beams, everything in here has been completely reformed to the highest standard, and it shows when you walk around the property. One of the other things I really like is that my friend has documented the whole renovation on this book that he's put together, and you can see photos going back to say 2008, but you can see the whole renovation and exactly what he's done, the work that's taken place. And it's quite fascinating to actually go through it and see the stages of the renovation. And I really like that. I mean, I haven't got a book. I would love to have had something like this for my property. Obviously, I took my videos, my vlogs, so I've got that as a memory. But to see this and see the whole property, just absolutely great. Really something nice to look back on and see the changes that's been made. Now, another thing that I really love about these houses is the quirkiness. Now there, just there, I don't know if it's in the frame, but I'll show you it in a moment if it's not. There's a door, and that takes you out to street level. Even though we've come up one complete staircase and then a few other stairs, we're in the top part of the house, but right here is street level. So again, the quirkiness of these properties is just something that you can fall in love with. But another great thing with this house is that this is actually a self-contained small studio, if you like. We've got this area which is living room / bedroom, you know, with a sofa bed, for example. Here you've got a small kitchen, and here you've got a fully equipped bathroom with toilet, shower, sink, etc. So great area, because not only is this self-contained, this property also has a tourist license. So what it means is that if somebody was to buy this property, they could effectively straight away start making an income from it. Now, this property is in one of the most beautiful areas in Andalucia. It's very famous for people that like their hiking, and it's super famous as well for people that are into their cycling. So straight away, I can see the earning potential that this property offers. And then directly off the kitchen or off of the lounge, we've got this absolutely stunning Andalusian style courtyard. It's absolutely beautiful. So let me show you around it. I really love as well the way that my friend has tied the stonework in with the rendered brickwork over there. I just think the contrast is so nice. It really is. Instead of just having it all stone or all rendered, that contrast really is stunning. Okay, so this is the top tier of the terrace, because the terrace is kind of in 3 stages. You've got here, which is the top part, which you could potentially put a pool in here. Then you've got the second part of the terrace, and then right at the very bottom you've got the last bit of the terrace, sorry. So it's kind of in 3 stages, but I want to show you the views from here because they will knock your socks off. Look at these views. Absolutely stunning. The Andalusian countryside doesn't get much better than that. Another thing that I really love about this property is not just the amazing views that you've got from the upstairs living area, if you like, that we saw earlier, but here you can see you've got a direct view as well of the famous Jimena Castle. So that's absolutely spectacular to have that view from this property. Okay guys, I'm now back at my house, but one of the things I want to point out is that house, my friend's house, is actually currently on the market for €239,000. So if any of you are seriously interested in viewing the house, drop me an email. My email's in the description below and I can point you in the right direction. Lastly, if you've enjoyed this video, it would mean the world if you could hit that like button, and also if you haven't subscribed already to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. It's absolutely free to do. It won't cost you a penny, but it really helps this channel to grow. Anyway, enjoy whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, and I'll catch you in the next one.